How was the playoff experience for you?
The stats look so bad, but it's different hockey, and I can play better, and I know what I need to figure out this summer. And, yeah, that's great for next season.
Who do you feel like you learned from the most this season, considering getting in, getting an upgrade, getting trusted with your role?
And just looking small details, it's like good pass, try to figure out my shot. It's a big summer for me. I try to figure out everything. I can skate better. I can shoot the puck better. Yeah.
How good does it feel to just know that you've kind of established yourself here in Boston? You sort of have a home here now, as an NHL player.
Oh, Boston feels like home. It's a pretty good squad, and I feel like it's my family, and I'm enjoy it every time. Go to the practice, go to the rink. Yeah.
And how does it feel to have a coach that seems to be comfortable putting you pretty much in every situation?
You can ask coaches, but for me it's very big plot this season. Yeah, I play in third line, first line, and then power play PK. Yeah, it's okay for me. It's great ice time. Yeah.
Marco, scoring more goals a focus for you?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I have a lot of chances, and in the playoff, it's like saying I can score a couple goals. Yeah, I need to figure out that one. Yeah.
Marco said you're still a young guy, and he sees that you still have a lot of room to grow and potential, and can even be better than you are right now. How much do you feel that you are just sort of maybe scratching the surface of what you can be as a player?
Yeah, I think I need to learn more English. Really big summer for me. And it's like if I can speak English, I can say something in the room. Yeah, it's one more time. Yeah, it's a big summer for me. I need to step up for next season.
Geeks, when you look at the season as a whole, just what can you take away from what this team was able to accomplish?
From where we kind of came from last year and how the season ended to, where we are now, I think we took a lot of steps in the right direction, and organization did a great job of bringing the right guys in and kind of allowing us to learn the system that Marco put in place. And, I think it was a good growing year for us, and obviously we're happy to make the playoffs, but I don't think anybody's satisfied with the result.
To have such a strong year in a new season, new system, just what did you maybe learn more about yourself throughout this year?
I can still learn a new system, I think. I've played the old one for a couple of years here, and then in Seattle too. It's the same one, so it's good. I think it kind of shows how flexible guys are, and just how everyone kind of bought into the process of learning basically how to replay a lot of things, and just to see the success we had towards the end of the year, kind of from January on, shows how good of a team we can be, and it's something we can build off of for sure heading into next year.
Another career high for you in terms of goals and points. What's the next step for you in your game?
Just try to continue to play on both ends of the rink, and I think for me, maybe getting more into that shoot first mentality. I think that's something that you try to get away from, I think, as you start to play, and maybe defer a little bit more. But I think, just try to shoot more. I know I've got a good shot, and just try to put myself in those situations, and maybe be a little more selfish to take those shots.
Is that what happened? You went through really hot stretches, really cold shooting stretches. What did you kind of learn going through both of those?
I think there's lots of different ways to impact the game, and for me, obviously, scoring goals was something that I felt personally that maybe that was a bit of my responsibility, and you take a lot of pride in that as a player and whatever your role is going to be. So I think for me, I learned a lot. You just got to impact the game in different ways. But I think as those streaks kind of wore on, I kind of got farther and farther away from, shooting the puck and kind of giving it a chance to go in. I think I just maybe lost confidence in not my ability to shoot, but if you don't think you're going to score, you're probably not going to score. And I felt like I was trying to put guys in positions, that maybe wasn't position A, it was more of a 1B, and just need to get back to that mentality to just, take the shot when you have it and kind of play more of a north-south and that kind of approach to it.
Why do you think the team was having difficulty scoring as that series went on against Buffalo?
We had our opportunities. I can think back to, Game 3 to tie it, I had one on the power play, I think it was, or 6-on-5, and then there's situations, all throughout the series that I think you can look at in hindsight's 20/20 if you put those goals in, and if we stop them from scoring 3 in Game 1, maybe we're not talking right now, but they're tough to come by, and they're a good team. They kind of tightened it up on us, and I think that's something that as a group maybe we need to work on a little bit, is trying to create and manufacture those opportunities, especially in the playoffs when games are tight like that. But it's just one of those things, in that game especially, when it's 2-1, I had a chance to score in the slot, and just opportunities came. I think we didn't capitalize on them, and I think that's the main thing that we need to work on, is maybe just kind of finishing and trying to factor in those grade A's.
You guys worked hard to get back to the postseason, but what will it take for this group to build off of this?
It's huge. I think we can kind of take it as a feather in our cap a little bit, just from how low and out of it we felt last year, and just the growth and how everyone kind of responded to that. But it's a new year next year, and regardless of what this team's going to look like, I think everybody that comes here kind of buys into the culture, and the organization always puts us in the best position to succeed, and just ready to go from day one. And I think we saw how hard and how meaningful games were down the stretch, and just allowing ourselves to be in that situation is a privilege, and just try to continue to do that. And our leaders are going to lead the way, and I think they did that all year. So just try to rely on those guys, and everyone's got to grab a piece of the rope, and whether you pull it an inch or a mile, everybody's important in here. So just I think that's the goal every time you come in for training camp, and then you kind of go from there.
What are your plans for the summer? Are you going to stick around here, or you go home, or?
We'll go home. My dad's got a hockey camp actually that I got volunteered to work at in May, so I'll go do that back home in Manitoba for a couple days, and then we'll be in Calgary for most of the summer, and sure we'll find our way back here at some point. And but it's good. It flies by, obviously, and everybody's eager to get going when training camp starts.
How's your health? Is anything to deal with?
No, I'm good. I was pretty lucky. Obviously, if you come out unscathed, it's a plus, and just everyone's got their bumps and bruises, but nothing too crazy.
Coach O, just a thought on, ending the season and kind of where you're at as you get ready for the summer.
Tough couple days to try and just come down from it. Just really proud of the group. I thought that a lot of guys just, really the whole team, everybody poured everything they had into this season. I think we surprised a lot of people. I know that's, for what our expectations were, it's not really a consolation prize to be standing here, after losing in the first round. But, it'll, as we, get a little further away from it, I'll be able to look back, on how special this year really was. It was a great group of guys, when we really did prove a lot of people wrong. And I think as far as, hopefully building towards the future, trying to lay some foundation, I think we did a really good job. We checked a lot of boxes this year.
Charlie, I don't know if you expected to get a call from the league, but you surprised that you were the only one who got a call from the league in that incident?
I guess really after I didn't give it too much thought at all, to be honest. Just really more tied, caught up in the end of the season and losing. So that really was where my focus was. But, I think just in terms of everything kind of related with that, just out of respect for the process, I'm not going to comment anything on it until I can, have the chance to speak with them.
Is your hearing scheduled?
Not yet. It's something that we'll have to do when everybody when it works for them.
Sure. But do you have anything planned as far as dental work, or what does the offseason look like in that respect?
I gotta get some stuff done right now. I broke my hand in game 2, so I gotta go. I got that appointment tomorrow. I got some MRIs, and then I think that's gonna a couple days. I gotta touch them all. So Peacock's on the list and see what kind of dental work planned for that. So some makeovers this summer. Hopefully I'll be a little bit more whole.
Did anything not happen to you this year? Things you went through?
No, it was a lot of firsts, a lot of things that hopefully don't happen again. But I really do think that when I get a chance to just spend some time with my family and get a little bit further from this, I'll realize that of everything that happened this year, I think there were some goods to come out of it. Like I just think that became a really stronger person off the ice for my family, for myself, just sort of as an adult. I think we faced a lot this year and we just handled it really well. I think when you go through some stuff like that, and like mostly the off the ice stuff, like I think it just really, we just created a really good system of who we want to be and how we want to face things. So I think just moving forward, there's really nothing that we can't handle.
How'd you hurt your hand?
Sorry?
How did the hand?
I got hit in game 2, and I went into the wall weird, and I felt it, and then we saw that one through, and then I think it was the day after I found out what was wrong with it. We got a picture of it. So.
Did that force you to play your game any differently?
No, I tried to do everything I could, the best I could. These guys obviously do a great job with everything, so we had like a little cast in the glove, we tried to conceal, but it's tough. It's right along that index finger there, so it's kind of difficult. It's pretty weight bearing one. It's tough gripping the stick, but like I still am really proud of how I played and everything I gave, and I can't have any regrets. So.
Charlie, how did you feel about the way things worked this year, leadership-wise? Obviously, you, David, stepping into bigger roles, not having a siege, just all of that.
I mean, I think leading into the year, like we met with Sweens, this time last year, and we talked a lot about how we wanted to sort of reestablish the culture, right? And we spent a lot of time in the off season doing that and trying to have a real strategic game plan on what we wanted to do, how we wanted to grow, me and Dave as leaders, getting more people to be a part of the leadership group. So another thing to look back on at the end of this year and check a box. I think we did a great job. I think we put some onus on guys to want to be leaders and be a part of it, and everybody did amazing. So learned a lot about ourselves. I think we another pillar foundation piece that we did a really good job with, and something I'm sure we'll revisit this summer on how we can be even better.
With the way the year went, making the playoffs and also young players like Higgins coming in, some moves, how optimistic are you for the future of this team?
Yeah, I mean, I think we surprised a lot of people this year. I think there were a lot of people that kind of left us for dead coming into the year, and I remember I went out to Vegas and kind of tried to tell everybody, I said, we're going to be a playoff team. We got everything we need. So, I think we proved to ourselves that, no matter who's in here, with the right system and belief and just pushing each other to be our best, we really got the most out of this group. I think that we could, and I think it was great. I think guys will have big summers, and we'll come back here next year hopefully with, guys just ready to take that leap and that next step. And as far as it goes with Sweens and management and stuff, every year I've been here, they try and put us in the best position, and they try and field the best team. They do that. They're committed to that. So I have no doubt that that's something that they'll try and do again this summer.
Charlie, leadership was a conversation that you had with Sweeney. last year. What would be a valuable thing to be kind of focused on this year as you go into the off season trying to build for next year?
That's a good question. I think, last year, I think one of the biggest conversations was, between me and Dave, obviously, that this is kind of, this is ours now. So a little bit of, what kind of leaders do we want to be, and who do we want to help us establish this? So we did that, and that was sort of what this year looked like. We had, Ryan Maid, who came in and helped us from the outside, to sort of create what we want here and to try and reestablish a culture here. So, now that we feel like we have it, how can we make it better? How can we, try and, have it maybe have a bigger impact on the ice? Off the ice, I thought it was amazing, and how this team came together. The chemistry was there, the camaraderie, like those things are so important, and perhaps one of the reasons why this team maybe accomplished more than people would have thought. We were able to. But how can we make it better? How can we continue to grow on it? And have this, be a superpower for us in a way. The room, the team, and the group all together.